you all have sent enough messages saying, when are you coming back? So I'm back. To everybody who's new here, welcome to Misunderstood. The sole agenda of this platform is to give understanding to the different happenings and events in life. I think I don't share them as myself as one who has gone through them all or know everything in them, but it's just a reflection I have, or a thought I've read, or a conversation I've had with somebody that triggers a conversation, and so that's what I'm doing here. So even you are a contributor to this conversation. So leave a comment if you feel like, wow, that spoke to me, or even let us know what you think as well. Chime in. We're a community. I'm not the custodian of all wisdom and knowledge. So today's episode is interesting because it's early in the year, and even though people usually feel like December, January is when we make resolutions and we plan, many of us are still caught in the rat race around purpose. And so today's episode is around a question I really love, which is found in Genesis, where God asks Adam and Eve, Adam, where are you? And I wondered the first time I read it, I was like, wow, why would you ask where they are? Because you knew where they were, God. But I thought about it in so many lights, and I think that even today, God is still asking us, where are you? And that where are you can be in the place of purpose. It can be in the place of the area of your assignment, the area of your calling, the area of your strength. Where are you? And so today's conversation is really about how to get the right answer to that question. So one of the things I've been finding so funny is that there's so much, I don't know whether it's hype or buzz, but this conversation around purpose has been sparking so many conversations. And unfortunately, some of them are not necessarily right, because some guys are pushing us in different directions when it comes to purpose, so you even feel more confused. And so one of the things I've been struggling, because I've struggled with this question many times, is like, I'm good at something, does that make it my purpose? I feel very comfortable in a certain area, does that make it my purpose? I've come to learn that no matter how great or good we are, if we don't hear it from God, more than likely it's not purpose. And so I feel like sometimes guys are like, okay, that's such a Christianese answer. It is an answer, because your maker defines what you're going to be used for. And so the answer to the question, where are you, is characterized in different lights. The first answer is, for you to answer it, is that you must remember the instruction. What were you told to do? You know, some of us are wondering, okay, who told me? How does God even tell me? What am I meant to be doing that he'll be telling me? And I think it's also to encourage you that sometimes we've been told by people what we should be doing. But sometimes now is actually a good time, because it's a good time for you to ask yourself, Nyawira, what has God really told me to do? I've come to learn that when you hear from God and he tells you what you should be doing, you have a sense of confidence in even how you should be doing it. And so the first thing is to ask God to remind you of the instruction. Some of you, the instruction was that maybe now it's time for you to step up and become better in your professional area. Maybe some of you, the instruction was for you to start a business. Maybe your instruction was, I don't know what the instruction is, because you know. That's why it feels like one of those things only you can figure out. And so I don't want to preempt what God is going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you that he gave you the instruction. More than likely, you either didn't like it, you either thought it was too hard, or my favorite one is that you said it was for somebody else. And so the first thing to do is remember the instruction. When Adam and Eve were in the garden, they had been told, okay, everything here is yours, it's all yours. But then this tree, don't touch of it. And so when they did, they hid. And so what God tells them is, he asks them where they are, because when they did what they were not meant to do, they hid. And so many a times we have hidden, and yet God is looking at you and wondering, just come out, where are you? I have a bigger plan, let's just continue going. So to everybody out there struggling with purpose and what I'm meant to be doing, I think God is asking us today, where are you? And where are you is not a blanket question, because the thing I love about God is that he asks you the question, not because he doesn't know the answer. So he will ask you, but then he also knows the answer. So ask him, God enyewe, where should I be at this time? The other thing is, who do I have? Because many a times I've come to realize that purpose is like, it has a weird way of making you realize that you could be doing the right thing, but with absolutely the wrong people. And so they water down the assignment. And so I'm just here to encourage you that I think in this journey of finding out where you are, a big question you have to ask yourself is, who am I with? Because more than likely who you're with is making you avoid that question or making you amplify the answer to it. If you have the wrong company, they'll make you think that what you're meant to be doing is wrong. If you have the wrong company, they'll tell you the easy out. If you have the wrong company, they'll excite you to do what they like, not what you're meant to do. And so who am I with is another question to ask yourself. So this episode of Misunderstood is a bit different because it feels like a question episode. But I think the beauty about life is that sometimes I think in our adult self, we have to start asking ourselves those questions because we've become so obsessed with getting quick answers and forgetting that God is the giver of every answer. So if you're stuck with where you are, when it comes to life, God is asking, where are you? When it comes to purpose, God is asking, where are you? But once you get to hear where you are, ask yourself now, who am I with? Now is a good time to ask yourself, am I with purpose-like-minded individuals? Because if you're not aligning with the right people, you find yourself getting tired or cursing the ground you should be tilling. Oh my goodness. So don't be in a rush to get people around you in the area of purpose. This is another thing I think I want to speak to all my extroverts. Hello, we are many. Is to tell you that it's true, many hands make the work light, but they must come to find the work. So don't get people and then now say, now that we're all here, let's do this thing called purpose together. No, purpose is given individually. And so I'm encouraging you to get people who can support it, but they cannot come and create it with you. God tells you, He shows you who you need, and then you get them to come and help. So if you're in the sequence of building a team or working with people, don't be in a hurry to get people to come, because what you're actually looking for is affirmation in your area of calling, which is strange because the one who called you affirms you, otherwise He would not have called you to do it. And so be encouraged that God is with you and He's pushing you to become obsessed with what He wants you to do. So I think I shared earlier in my talking rant, because I feel like I've spoken so long. It's such a long time since I did this, so I feel like I'm saying so many things. But I think one of the biggest dilemmas I had with purpose was that I thought when God tells you what to do, He gives you the roadmap, and He gives you the fuel, and He gives you the car, which I've come to realize is not true. You know, I think, and I don't think I don't know whether this is true for everybody, but for me, God has allowed my map to find its way in different places. Now in hindsight, I look back and I see that God was showing me different things and teaching me different things along the way. So I want to encourage you. Some of you kind of heard what God told you, but you feel like you're in the wrong place. I think God also put us in some places where He wants you to learn something or to get a bit of thicker muscle and skin. Because if you think about our Uncle Joseph, he was meant to be like the center, and he had this dream and he was seeing all these things, but God was looking at him and He was like, yeah, all that is great, but we go to prison first, we go to Potiphar's house, then we go to prison again. And all those things would have easily made him say, well, am I really living out my purpose? Was this path really meant for me? But what he learned later was that all those things led to where he would be eventually. So don't curse a difficult journey. It takes time sometimes. Don't rush it. Don't force it. God is good and He will help you all along the way. So the success of this episode is for you to be a bit introspective, not retrospective, introspective. And introspection with this conversation is for you to actually ask yourself, where am I? Genuinely, where am I? And don't answer, I'm in Nairobi, or I'm in Uganda, or I'm in Mombasa. I mean, I'm happy that you're in all these places physically, but where are you when it comes to the assignment you are given? Where are you when it comes to the work that you are told to do? Where are you concerning purpose? Where are you in life, And it's a painful one for some of us, because some answers are hard, because some of you are going to say, I'm nowhere. Some of you are going to say, I'm stuck. Some of you are going to say, I'm afraid. And those are okay to know. But the question then becomes, God, could you tell me where I'm meant to be? And so I'm encouraging you to just take some time away and just think about these things. Even as the year continues, you're going to find that what you're doing now will help you later. So that's my 2 cents this wonderful day. So please leave in the comment section a thought you have concerning where you are in life, or also something you want to add to this conversation. Maybe I've not said everything and you have something to share. Please let me know. The comment section is open. Like, share, subscribe, share this with somebody who feels like they're in a stuck season of their life. I want to encourage you that the word season means that they come and go. So you won't be stuck forever, but you must choose not to be stuck forever. So till next time, I love you all. Have a great week. Bye.